So that's been my life.
Okay.
I've also been quite busy with coaching, actually. I'm not sure if it's a situation in Korea, but lately, over the last 6 weeks, I've seen a far higher intake of Koreans who are looking for jobs abroad. And they are booking almost daily. I have a couple of people are booking daily calls with me just to help them interview coaching.
It is because the unemployment rate is bad here in Korea right now. Not only the newbies who just like freshly got out of the university, but the people who already have plentiful working experience. It's really hard to get jobs. Like they can't really move this one to another one because no one's actually hiring you right now. And it's been a very bad social issue these days. So many news articles are like coming out. And here in South Korea right now, we are under the anarchy.
Technically until June the 3rd, right?
Yes. So everything is in chaos, and the job markets, of course, is in chaos. I heard it's pretty bad here and there.
That's quite sad. Hopefully after June the 3rd, with a new leader, hopefully you can get that momentum. I feel like even though Korea has turbulence in their governments, over the last couple of decades, I feel like when you set your mind to it, there's that fighting spirit to get things done quickly. Which doesn't exist in many other countries. I feel like when Koreans set their mind to it, they can just the Bali mindset, they'll just get it quickly done and back on course.
I know.
Fast. Yeah,
I know. So. Such a very special spirit. And I think that thing is actually very related to the topic that I chose today, the Tiara Syndrome and the Imposter Syndrome. I actually have known the imposter syndrome, but I have never ever heard of the word Tiara Syndrome.
I'd say that Tiara and imposter syndromes are two syndromes which can even exist simultaneously.
Oh, yes. And especially here in Korea, a lot. A lot. Because Tiara Syndrome, it's so common in Korea that we never ever realize it as a syndrome itself. I don't know if you have heard it when you stayed here in Korea. 겸손이 미덕이다. Which can be translated into humility or a sense of humbleness as a value or the virtue that you have to pursue in your daily life or at your workplace and everything. So if we speak out our own voice, or if we want to like personal PR, it can be considered a sense of arrogance or like showing off of our own, ability or capability or whatnot, or identity or the existence itself. So I think people do not really they do not want to stand out among the group. So I think this actually leads to so-called Tiara syndrome, but it's so common that we never ever feel it as a syndrome. So I was so sad while reading this article.
Yeah, I think the syndrome itself is specifically for women, but I would say in Korea it happens across everyone. It's very challenging because when you have a hierarchical structure in society and you respect age a lot, it means that you can't question authority and you can't ask for more than what you're given. And you just have to sit tight and keep working hard and wait your turn. I think the whole philosophy behind Tiara syndrome it's called passivity in self-promotion. So you just wait for others to notice your achievements rather than highlighting them. Reluctance to negotiate, so you don't even try to say, oh yeah, I'm worth this, I need that. So it puts a very passive and docile mindset to how you treat yourself and your own rights and what you deserve in life. Which may sound that, okay, you're being humble in the short term, but I feel that over years, if this keeps building up, it can almost lead to resentment.
Of course.
Frustrations or even mentally depression.
Yes. So that's why many Koreans are actually suffering, frustration because they actually wait until they are recognized. But it's really hard to recognize if you do not speak out or stand out. But since the whole society is a little bit hierarchical, I would say, and every orders actually come from the seniors. So it's really hard for us to, stand out, outperform in the group. And they waited, they do not be recognized, and then they somewhat feel bad. And then and then it goes on and on and on and on. in every single group.
It's just like a cycle.
Yeah, and another reason was the Korea spirit that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Yes, we do have that kind of like pali-pali spirit. We do have that like fighting spirit. But when it comes to the bad side of that spirit, it means so much pressure upon our effort, our performance. Like there is so much high expectation, or the standard of the achievement is like so high up there. I don't know how to explain this, but there is a very rigid standard or rigid definition of success in Korea. You have to go to a good university. You have to get a good job in a
good firm.
Good firm, good corporate.
Yeah,
and
Samsung.
I know. When you come up with the word of success, we can actually define it in many different ways. It doesn't really have to be that good university, right? But Koreans are like so pushing. Yes. Yeah. We're like so hard on ourselves and hard on other people. And that kind of like social pressure again leads to the kind of imposter syndrome that's mentioned in the article. Even if you have a strong ability, you still think I'm not enough, right? Yeah. So everyone's like doing so much. But then when you actually get into the society, or when you like look around, all of your friends are doing so much better, like seem to be so much better than you, because everyone's like push, pali, like we have to be.
Comparatively growing.
I know.
Everybody compares. It makes it even worse, because it's not only you're just looking internally and doubting yourself or being passive, but you're also comparing left, right, and center to everyone else around you. So you see, oh, that person went to SNU. Oh, that person is at Samsung at this many years. This person got promoted. What am I doing? And despite external evidence of your competence and your success and, your achievements, there's this self-doubt, and you feel almost like you're fraudulent because somebody else the same age as you or somebody else younger than you is already more successful. So that's where imposter syndrome can quite easily creep in.
I know.
And then your self-worth or your own voice diminishes.
I know.
And I believe when Koreans go abroad, especially when they go to the US and other very vocal countries where people vocalize their achievements louder and they aren't afraid to sing their achievement, that's where either your successes get missed or people don't take notice, and then it's harder to climb up in those corporate ladders or that societal environment. Yeah, it's quite challenging, actually. I do wonder where it comes from, actually. How comfortable do you feel about talking your accomplishments to others? Does it feel easy? Does it feel difficult?
I think I don't struggle that much with the Tiara syndrome, because yes, humility is a virtue. As a Korean in our society, I do know that I don't want to stand out, but that doesn't really make me feel embarrassed, or I don't have any trouble with that. And if I have to stand out, I will definitely do it, because that will bring me chances or more opportunities somehow. Then I'll definitely do that. But when it comes to an imposter syndrome, I think I'm going through this a lot. And I think that's influencing me badly, especially in my mental health. I sometimes notice myself that I keep comparing me myself with other people around me at my age.
Is it a case that you look at others and you feel that you're inadequate compared to what they've achieved? Or is it a case that you're worried that people will eventually realize that you're not as capable as they think you are? In that sense, I feel there's two types, right? One, you're comparing to others. The other one is more internal, that I hope nobody finds out I'm not actually as capable as people perceive me as.
Right.
Which one is it both, or is it one or the other, or
it's
is it only
actually
one?
Both? But I think
both. Okay.
It's a little different by my life stage. So back in the days when I was in 20s, I think I was more on the comparing side. I was more suffering from the comparison, like self-comparison with others. Because, at the time, everyone's like pushing ourselves forwards to some achievements, all the university or like good grades or good jobs and everything. But then these days, I'm more into the latter one. I feel not confident enough about my own. I want to rephrase this. People would expect something from me. But deep inside of me, I still feel that I may not that much. So I think it's about self-confidence.
That's very fascinating. So it's not an internal high standard. Because sometimes imposter syndrome can come from when internally you set very high standards. I have to be at this level. And then when you don't meet them, then you feel that you are exhibiting imposter syndrome. You're being fraudulent. I'm setting high standards and I'm meeting below them. But yours is a bit different, actually. Yours is you feel like you can't meet the standards at which other people perceive you to be at. So through talking to them and through presenting, they now think you're at this high level. So because they think you're at this high level, you feel that I'm only going at this level, so I feel like I'm a fraud.
Yes.
So it's like an external high standard.
Yes. Oh, I haven't really thought about that before. I thought it was the internal one, but it's actually not. I mean, like internal one, yes, it does exist, but I think I also think about the external side as well at the same time.
I wonder if this is from culture, because in Korea, comparison happens so often. From the way people perform to the way people look, your career paths, people comparing all the time, right?
True. And I think it also comes from my personal characteristic. I recently did a lot of like personality characteristic, like nature, nurture kind of test. And then all the test reports, all the test results said I have a very high sensitiveness towards the world. Like I'm a super sensitive person.
Yeah, you'd be classed as an empath, which means that emotions and feelings of others,
yes,
impact you deeply.
Yes.
And I think it's a blessing and a curse at the same time, because I'm also in the same category.
Oh, really?
So yeah, people's emotions impact me quite a bit. But it also means that I understand people better. People.
So the pros of my characteristic is that I am very good at communication or interaction with other people. I have a high openness. But at the same time, it also harms me internally because I'm like super sensitive of all the senses out there. I care so much about other people. I care so much about the group around me, the whole society, the vibe. And I think that brought me the imposter syndrome, both externally and internally.
This is something which I've been trying to master through my own learning and development, and even talking to my coaches as well, is keeping that voice inside you of overthinking and anxiety under control. Because once you let that voice grow and give it attention, then it starts to disrupt your flow and how you focus, how you perceive yourself, how you perceive the world. So when you hear that voice in your head that starts to doubt, or, what if they think this, what if they think that, you have to keep it under control. Silence it. Focus on other things. Write it down if you have to. Otherwise, it just keeps manifesting. It's almost like a snowball effect. Because the more frequently you go into that frame of thought, it quickly develops and it quickly accelerates in its volume, and then it's suddenly occupying your whole mind. And then you start to doubt everything, and then you think, okay, I can't do this, I can't do that, what about this? You start to worry about everybody else except for yourself, which is really dangerous, actually.
I know.
So I understand a lot of the things you're doing. And also I know what being an empath is like. It's very challenging, especially when people close to you are bringing negativity or doing something that could harm you, either with your failures or whatever it is. So 100% understand what you're going through. And I think you're already on an amazing road,
It's tough, Raj. It's tough. Thank you. So definitely we're going to talk about this more in the next one, which is going to be on Friday. Okay. So have a good day. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.